Hello and welcome to the new style GCSEs. These are the 8300 series for the AQA examining board. This is a GCSE in mathematics. This is a past paper from the 25th of May 2017. This is an actual real GCSE paper that people actually sat in May 2017. So you can either watch it for nostalgia purposes, to remember your exam, or more likely you're watching it because you've got your exam coming up and you want to get some practice in, which is extremely noble. Okay, the first thing I want to point out on these papers is this box at the top. It says please write clearly in block capitals, centre number, candidate number, surname, forename, candidate signature. These might already be filled in for you. Even if they are, check the details carefully, because if these details are wrong, then all your hard work will be assigned to the wrong person and you won't get the mark that you deserve. So double check that this information is correct. It may be really easy to overlook that in the stress of the exam, but it's really important that your name is correct, your centre number is correct, and your candidate number is correct, and then sign it clearly. Okay, so this is the foundation tier. It says for this paper you must have mathematical instruments. Well, that generally means a compass, a ruler and a protractor. You must not use a calculator. You could be accused of cheating if you even bring a calculator into the exam hall. So for this paper, do not bring a calculator in. You should know before you even sit the exam whether it's a calculator paper or not. If it is not a calculator paper, do not even bring it into the exam hall. If you have brought a calculator in the exam hall, just hand it over to the invigilator before the exam starts so you can't be accused of cheating. Okay, the instructions are use black ink or black ballpoint pen, draw diagrams in pencil. It's really important to use black ink because if you use a blue pen, sometimes that doesn't scan properly, and therefore the examiner can't see your work because the scanner can't recognise blue ink, and therefore if he can't see your work he can't mark your work. The next question says answer all questions. I would take that one with a pinch of salt. It really is just a statement that every single question will be marked and will count towards your final mark. If you're stuck on a question, move on to the next question. Come back to it at the end if you have time, but don't waste time if you really can't answer the question. It says you must answer the questions in the spaces provided. Do not write outside the box, around each page or on blank pages. This is very sound advice because only the areas in the box tend to be scanned. If you've written outside the box, it won't be scanned and therefore it won't be marked. Do all rough work in this book. Cross through any work you don't want to be marked. Again, you can be given marks just for your working out, so even if you get the wrong answer, if the examiner can see your thought process and if you're on the right track, even if you got the wrong answer you might still get some marks. The marks for this question are shown in brackets. The maximum mark for this paper is 80. Now it says at the top here, it says time allowed 1 hour 30 minutes, so that's 90 minutes. So you've got 90 minutes to get 80 marks. So I would budget 1 minute for each mark. So if you've got a 3-mark question, budget around 3 minutes to answer that question. That way you should end up with 10 minutes left at the end when you get to the end of the paper, and you can use those 10 minutes to go back and check your work. Okay, it says you may ask for more answer paper, graph paper and tracing paper. These must be tagged securely to the answer book. And in advice it says in all calculations show clearly how you work your answer. I totally agree with that. You do get extra marks for your working out in multi-mark questions. Now the only other advice I'd like to give is to go to the toilet before the exam, There's nothing worse than the distraction of a full bladder halfway through the exam. It also sometimes helps to have a little bottle of water that you can take, and that way if you do feel a bit dehydrated or a bit thirsty, you can take a sip. Also, taking a sip of water can sometimes help calm exam nerves. Okay, and then that takes us into the actual questions, which we'll start on the next video. Okay, I hope you found that helpful. I'd like to wish you all the best with your revision and all the best with your exams, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video.